Hey, it's James Rees from Cricket Matters, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to watch the ball like a pro when batting.
Oh, that's fabulous cricket. That's
So if you listen to the Australian greats, they all say one thing, and the advice they pass on to the next generation of the Australian Test team, that is, watch the ball. Watch the ball. Ricky Ponting speaks about it all the time, how he used to mouth, watch the ball with people coming into him. But what does watch the ball actually mean? Because it can mean different things for different people.
take two strokes, the straight drive and that one, that suggests he's seeing the ball nice and early.
So for my years working in baseball, I thought soft focus and hard focus were just common things that everybody knew about. So I thought I was ahead of the game when I came back to playing cricket. But when I started playing cricket again, I really struggled facing the sidearm or the slinger. When I stopped playing cricket 10, 15 years ago, I didn't realise that the slinger existed. It just wasn't a thing back then. When I came back and Ali, who's in the nets now, started slinging balls at me with a sidearm, I was like, I can't see the ball. It's like being peppered because I wasn't used to it. I didn't have a system. I was using what we call hard focus the entire time, where with a sidearm, you need a mixture of both soft focus and hard focus.
Relax, I'm looking at the pitcher's head, and all of a sudden he starts delivery, and now my eyes go to the guy's release point. It might be right here, it might be right here. That guy that throws from under here, why am I looking up by his ear? Right? You look where the ball's gonna come up, because the quicker that you pick up the ball, the more time you have to react, the more it slows down the game.
So before we go any further, let's understand what soft focus and hard focus means. Soft focus essentially means you're having a soft gaze, a soft look about an area as opposed to one specific pinpoint target. So that could be the whole bowler as he's running into ball from head to toe. Now, hard focus is when you pinpoint on something specific. Maybe it's the ball, the seam coming down. It is the point of like a cap on somebody here where you can see the initials on the baseball cap, for example. But there's a distinction between the two. Soft focus is the area around it. Hard focus is specifically looking at something pinpoint precision. So this is where it's important to learn from baseball, because think about a baseball pitcher. When he has a ball in his hand, it's hidden by the glove. The batter, the hitter, can't see the ball at all. You can only see it at the point of release, okay? So what that means is that a baseball hitter is essentially looking at the area around the player, ideally from head to chest, sometimes head to feet, and there's soft focus to begin with. But what they're then looking for is the point of release from the arm, which then turned into a hard focus because they're looking at this square around the box of where the arm releases. So they go from soft focus to hard focus. So let's take it from baseball to cricket. How would this work in a game? So as a left-hander, I'm setting myself up. I got a right arm bowler coming over the wicket towards me. Now, a lot of people, they go watch the ball, which means it's hard focus from an early stage, watching the ball from a long way away. The problem is, if you're hard focused for such a long time, your eyes get tired, they get blurry, they start to water, you start to blink, you miss out on things. Now, it may work for some people, but it doesn't work for everybody. But the problem is, some bowlers in their action, like take Jimmy Anderson, for example, he runs in and you can see him presents the ball clearly all the way. But if you have Malinga, who played for Sri Lanka, he's more of a slinger, which means you lose contact, eye contact with the ball when he pulls it back, which makes it really harder. So you can't do a hard focus all the way. You lose the ball, which is precious seconds that you need to judge line and length. Now, I just want to show you a quick example from a bowling perspective, okay? So if I take the ball and I'm walking in, so just very nice and easy, I'm walking in. If we're talking about soft focus and hard focus, let's talk about hard focus with the bowler who presents the ball really easily. So I'm walking into bowl, you can see the ball nice and easily, I've got a nice simple action, and I'm bowling the ball. So therefore, hard focus is pretty easy there, from all the way back over the top of his mark into bowl. However, what about bowlers, particularly spinners in the game now, where they hide the ball behind their back, and you don't see the ball until the last minute? Well, your whole focus system is not set up to work, is it? This is where you may need to use soft focus to adapt your game. Likewise, talk about Malinga earlier on. He would come into bowl, he'd set up, but he would take his hand back like this. You're losing sight of the ball. Therefore, that's why I'm a big fan of adapting to the game. Find out what works best for you, whether it's soft focus or hard focus, because sometimes you'll need both depending on the bowler. When you talk to the top batting coaches and some of the best players who've played at the international level, what they say is the best batters all have one thing in common, is they pick up line and length earlier than anybody else, and all technique is the same. they pick up line and length a lot earlier. This is what the hitters in baseball do so well at the top of their game. Because that tiny baseball, hitting that tiny bat, is one of the hardest things to do. So, when a bowler's coming in, I'm a big fan of the idea of using and making your best judgment as to what call you're going to make. Now, I'm a big believer, me personally, I like to use soft focus when the bowler's running in, but at the point of delivery, I go to where the hand is going to come and release point, and then change to a hard focus. That way, I don't tire that quickly with my eyesight, but I'm then picking up the line and length of the ball as early as I possibly can. So I go from just a soft area around the bowler coming in, to the hard focus where I can see the seam at the point of delivery. Now, for everyone out there who struggles with a sidearm like me, this is a great way to practice. So when somebody is coming at you with a sidearm, you're looking at the soft area around the player, but then you're looking for the point of release where the ball is going to come out, right? It's a great way to practice because, like me, I was getting peppered because I couldn't see the ball. I wasn't picking up line and length really well. I know some people love the sidearm and they've grown up with it, but there's other oldies like me who really struggle with it. That's a great way to do it, to practice it. So soft focus on the player coming in with a sidearm, then go to the release point up here to see where that ball is coming out to change to hard focus. So that way you're making better decisions on line and length when it comes to the sidearm, but practicing it before you go into a game. So quick summary recap. As a batter, particularly a top order batter, you need to understand the difference between soft focus and hard focus and when to use them. Now, my personal preference is I like to use both, but you have to decide which one works best for you. Now, what I see most of the time is a lot of clubbies, they have no idea what either is. They don't even know how they watch the ball, okay? So, soft focus is the area around a target where you've got a soft gaze towards. Hard focus is when you really zone in to that one area, like the ball coming in. My personal preference is I'm watching the area around the bowler, the whole body coming in to pick up on clues with his grip, with his hand as he's coming in. Then at the point of release, that's when I change to the area around where his hand is coming out to a hard focus to go onto the ball and try and watch the seam to see what's happening with the seam. This is personal preference. However, if you have some bowlers you find hard to pick up and read, particularly guys who sling the ball, if you're only watching hard focus, you're missing out on runs. And the most important thing is to adapt to the game and to the bowler at the other end. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, review, and subscribe. And remember, our goal here at Cricket Matters is to make you a better cricketer.